Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Vin Robinson, and this is the Coast to Coast Sports Show.
You're watching the Coast to Coast Sports Show.
Hello, everyone. Today we're leading off our show with a fit tip. It's about financial literacy. Last week we ended off with a bit of a battle royal in the ring. Today we're going to be starting out with that. When we come back, we're going to be joined with Vitaly from Workington Business Tax, and he's going to be giving us a little bit of some insight on what is taking place right now with the support provided to us by different levels of government. So stay tuned.
Let's head to the king of the Canadian Indie Battle Royal. Here are the rules. Over the top rope, feet touch the floor, you're gone. 15 independent stars from all over North America, but mostly Canada. The winner is awarded a one-year contract with Action Wrestling Entertainment and deemed the title of King of the Canadian Indies.
And not only these 15 independent stars are 15 independent stars not associated with World Wrestling Entertainment or Total Nonstop Action.
Oh, I likes working for the NWA. And it's on!
Here we go. And Corey Diamond, the Axe is...
I'm going to tell you, I saw the odds and they said Axe was 2-1. I think Aaron Rose 35-1. Throw those odds out, although we thank the Kayfabe Casino for coming up with them. I have to tell you, if you're going to go by experience here,
You gotta go by the hairline.
Hairline it is. That means you've been around a couple years. You're balding. It means you're obviously in your mid-30s.
So
you know your way
so
around the block.
What you're saying is the Big O, even though he weighs 108 pounds, he's a favorite.
Well,
there he is, right there. You can tell he's a favorite through that hairline.
Well, yeah, that's the Rogaine treatment just holding on there. The Axe is a favorite. I can tell you this guy here from Iowa with the red pants, you can just see his knee pads there, not a favorite. And now that's not funny.
That's the end of Danny
Duggan is, they should toss him
the
right
big
now.
sexy beast. Sanchez just
What
pulls
are
out
you
his
doing? You do that last, you fool. Now you're in there against everyone. AJ Sanchez needed to hold on for another 5 to 7 minutes. Rick Matthews going right at the Axe.
Chevy returns the favor. He pulls AJ Sanchez over the top rope.
Jerk. Why wouldn't you want your partner to get the contract? He might get it. He might be able to pull strings and make it a tag team
deal. The Big O.
Oh no. Big O is in serious trouble. You see that patch of hair? It's falling out on him.
And he knocks over 6 guys. The Big O.
And the fans are loving it.
And out goes the Axe.
I did not think that would happen. I thought the Axe was a shoo-in to win. Gator McGraw and Rick Matthews.
Emerald Fusion.
Gator McGraw is really impressive. I have to say, Gator McGraw is the favorite here. And we went by hairlines earlier. Rick Matthews doesn't have a single hair on his head.
I was having a hard time keeping a straight face. I thought it was kind of funny that guys were being tossed out of the ring, but now it's getting serious. We're down to the final two.
Gator from Wisconsin or Minneapolis or somewhere in the northern states is gone.
Now here we go. Rick Matthews, Danny Duggan.
Danny Duggan is a very, I think he's almost like an anorexic, if you will.
He's a very smart...
He's barely post-pubescent as well. He's maybe 17, 18, 16 years old.
And here we go. He's ducking under Rick Matthews' clothesline, going for a flying head scissor, and on his face!
Oh, that hurts.
Bye. Good night, Danny Duggan.
Yeah, kiss it goodbye, because...
Rick Matthews...
He was a nice-looking young man when he came in, Danny Duggan. And
he's turning it around. Look at that. Look at that aggression.
That's a great combination of a chop forearm combination.
Rick Matthews went for deep. It's blocked. He just northern light suplex him into the corner.
Dancing and not enough oomph. Go for the kill, Ricky.
Rick Matthews, he looks like a tough individual, and that he is. He's got to get it done.
He's obviously, you see those tattoos, they're not exactly easy or fun to put on your body, especially that close to the nipple.
Here we go, Danny Duggan. He's snap mirrors. What's he doing? Kicks him right in the spine.
Oh, that's a workman's compensation, workplace
one
compensation.
One more for good measure.
Right there. Rick Matthews, if he's got a civilian job, and judging by the fact that he's in the King of the Canadian Indy Battle Royal, you bet he does. He's probably calling in sick for the next
Here
week.
we go, Danny Duggan now. He's trying to get Rick Matthews. The corner's not the best spot to do it. Danny Duggan's got to bring him to the middle of those
Well,
ropes.
there's two spots you can hold on to from the corner. Good call there, Stan.
Here we go. Danny Duggan coming in.
Oh, right to the nose.
Oh, I hope a dental plan comes with the contract. You might
No,
need it
I
after
don't believe
that.
it does, actually. I barely have a dental plan. I'm
Danny
allowed
Duggan.
one cleaning every 2 years.
Danny Duggan.
Why was Rick?
Clotheslines. Why was Rick Matthews dancing?
I think he thought he had tossed him out, but you listen for the bell. It goes ding, ding, ding. You know you won the match.
Here we go, Danny Duggan. Now he's got him in the middle. Can he do it?
No.
Can Rick Matthews hold on?
No.
Come on. Can Ricky do it? No, he doesn't. Danny Duggan. He's your king of the Canadian Indies.
Show us your game. We're looking for teams in various leagues to contact Coast to Coast Sports, requesting us to review pre-recorded games via YouTube. Games of merit will be repackaged and broadcast on coasttocoastsports.net. If the game is amazing, we will take that same podcast and broadcast it for the nation to see on TV. Simply provide permission to download YouTube links of games that were previously recorded. That's it. Get involved. Fit tip? We want to hear about it. Simply log on to coasttocoastsports.net. Under Contact Us tab to book. Health and wellness, making life better one day at a time.
So today we're joined here with Vitaly. Vitaly's a certified general accountant with Workington Business Tax. Vitaly, welcome to the show. Hi. From your perspective, tell us a little bit about what you've been seeing, because it's tax season. People are trying to file their taxes. So what are you seeing at the door?
Well, there's a little bit of a slowdown because people don't want to come out. They are asking if they can sign documents online or drop them off and pick them up. But also people are trying to rush to do their taxes, not to miss out on any benefits that they can get in the coming days.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure you've been asked a few times, time and time again, about what level of support a Canadian citizen can get. When we come back from our next clip, we're going to get into that. So ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. Check out this clip by Canadian Cheer.
Welcome, PCT Temptation! Let's pump it up a few spots.
Red, black, and white. Temptation, bring the fight. We here to shut it down. Watch us put on fire sound. Come to the demon with me. So tempting, just come and see. Put me everything you need. No fiction reality. We're getting better, we say. Just put us some heart. We'll make it straight to the top. Just want the number one spot.
Can't slow down the power, gotta speed it up if you want it. Yeah. Who we so quick with it? We not playing with it. We have the power, share with it. No hard burns, dramatic force. Killing this game, but of course, select the whole
Today's program brought to you by Eliminator RC. Proud to be part of your community.
Welcome back to our show, ladies and gentlemen. We're back with Vitaly, and we're going to do a follow-up here for the Canadian citizen. Days ago, the government had released something called the Canadian Relief Benefit for the Canadian citizen, and we're going to ask Vitaly to brush upon that a little bit. So Vitaly, can you explain to us a little bit more about the CERB?
Sure. The CRB is the government program that will help Canadian residents who have stopped working because of the virus situation, not voluntarily, but the reason has to be the COVID-19 virus. So if they've been employed in the past year or had any kind of income up to $5,000 in the last 12 months of last year, they automatically qualify. All they have to do is just go to the CRA website or call in the number and answer a simple few questions, and basically they are approved. The benefit is $2,000 a month, and it's up to 16 weeks. It's up to 16-week period they can receive that money, as long as they are not employed and not receiving any income in that period of time. And it also applies to self-employed people who lost their income as well, that had to shut down or just completely lost their income just because of the COVID-19.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about, is there a cap for, say, part-time workers? Is there just so many hours, or did the government encompass whether you're part-time or full-time, you can get this benefit?
Sure. The CRB is the government program that will help Canadian residents who have stopped working because of the virus situation, not voluntarily, but the reason has to be the COVID-19 virus. So if they've been employed in the past year or had any kind of income up to $5,000 in the last 12 months of last year, they automatically qualify. All they have to do is just go to the CRA website or call in the number and answer a simple few questions, and basically they are approved. The benefit is $2,000 a month, and it's up to 16 weeks. It's up to 16-week period they can receive that money, as long as they are not employed and not receiving any income in that period of time. And it also applies to self-employed people who lost their income as well, that had to shut down or just completely lost their income just because of the COVID-19.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about, is there a cap for, say, part-time workers? Is there just so many hours, or did the government encompass whether you're part-time or full-time, you can get this benefit?
There is no cap, to my understanding. As long as you were working or had income, not necessarily working last 12 months, but if you had income in the last year or the last 12 months, and whether it was part-time or full-time, doesn't matter. You cannot work right now. Even if you were an EI, you still qualify for this benefit, and you still get $1,000 or $500 a week or $1,000 every 2 weeks.
Now, were people filing online for this? Where could they find that information if they're looking for it?
Canada.ca has all the information. If people can file online or by phone, to file online they have to go to their CRA account, not the Service Canada account where they normally apply for EI, but the CRA account, their income tax account. And apparently Canada Revenue Agency simplified the process of registering, so it takes a couple minutes to register for that account now. as long as people have all the necessary information that they're asking to register. Or they can just phone in. The number is also on the website. They can phone in and do it by phone. It's an automated system. They can just do it by phone.
Okay. I think that number I have here is 1-800-959-2019. So if our viewers want to be able to call in, they could use that number, and I think there's a breakdown for the month that you're born in. Vitaly, will you do us a favor and take us into the break? Check out this next clip from CanFun.
Check out this next clip from CanFun.
So I come from a very athletic family and they've been super supportive, and my favorite event is the 100 backstroke. I do also do the 100 freestyle as well, but backstroke is definitely my favorite. I was diagnosed with dystonia in 2010 and it's definitely progressed since then. It's a neurological movement disorder. It basically causes my muscles to not understand the messages that they're getting. My biggest challenge in paraswimming, there's definitely been a couple of roadblocks just with my disability progressing. I've had to relearn a lot of things in my stroke, and whenever my body changes, I have to learn how to adapt. I think one of the biggest things for me, in parasports we have classification to look at our disability level. So with able-bodied swimming, they swim based on age, but for us we swim based on disability level just to even the playing field. Because of my disability, I have to go pretty much every year. We always have to go to Europe for a classification, either Europe or Australia. And it's always something that I have to fund myself.
What do you know about CanFund?
I think it's awesome that they support athletes and the amount of money that they raise to help athletes in all different sports, as well as para-athletes and able-bodied athletes.
A few years ago, to 2017, we launched a program saying to Canadian women, minimum donation is $150, and your donation will only be funding female athletes. So what if I made you a 150 woman right now? We will give you a check today for $6,000.
Wow, that is amazing. The $6,000 would be amazing to go towards training camps, and I have warm weather camps coming up this year that will be at my own cost, and just to be able to take care of that will be huge, and that'll really help me prepare for Tokyo this year. Knowing that women are supporting other women is so cool. I own my own small business, and I always love that, to be able to support one another. Hey, all the women in Saskatoon, I'd love for you all to support the CanFund 150 Women and support our Canadian female athletes.
Back with Vitaly from Workington Business Tax. Vitaly, what type of information has been provided for small to medium-sized business during this pandemic?
There are some measures that the government is implementing for small businesses. The main one is that the business owners can receive up to 75% of the wages that they pay to their employees, if they would like to stay open, or if they have to stay open to keep people working. Some businesses also may qualify for this $40,000 loan through the charter banks. The $10,000 of that loan is non-repayable or forgivable if that loan is repaid after a year or within a year up to before the end of 2021. There is not much detail about that yet. Their banks are still in the works of creating the applications for that, but apparently the application process will be simple, all done through online platforms, and as long as the business itself qualifies, meaning the size of the business, the employee, the payroll size, they have some stipulations on that, and then their cash flow, things like that, and then people can get that loan to carry them through. I mean, the businesses can get a loan to carry them through this hard time.
Okay. So I guess one of the things here might be that medium-sized businesses and even the small that are taking the lead to that medium-sized business, they could really be the ones that are affected here until the government rolls out more support
That's right, and a lot of business owners are still not sure if they would qualify, and there's a lot of businesses that fall through the cracks, which means they wouldn't qualify under any program, but they are in the most need. They have very small size, they may have not had enough payroll in the previous year to pay their employees to qualify for the loan, but also they may have to stay open because they're an essential business, and or they may have some other stipulations that they wouldn't qualify, but yet they are suffering the most because their employers are quitting, or they don't want to work because they're scared, or the revenues are down, but they will still not qualify and can't shut down. So there is a lot of uncertainty in that regard.
So I'd like to suggest to our viewers today that small to medium-sized businesses that are essential services, perhaps restaurants, etc., grocery stores, you know, we could go online and get our food delivered to us. We could also use mobile app services to get food delivered to us. I know that during this pandemic it's really a scary time, but you have your frontline workers that are out there putting their lives on the line for us to be able to survive on a daily basis. So we really have to do our part to help with support for them in the interim. Speaking of business, let's get down to some business. Check out this next clip from the National Basketball League of Canada.
Joe Salerno will go with Gentry, Thomas, Corey Allman, Isaiah Tate, Wayne McCullough, and Nick Evans. For Mike Leslie and the Hurricanes, it's Terry Thomas, Mike Poole, Ramel Brown, Cliff Clinkscales, and Gabe Freeman. Evans and Brown, the tip-off. Controlled by the Hurricanes. Mike Poole to the basket, off the glass and in, and Mike Poole's played outstanding. He was the National Basketball League Player of the Week. Poole has put together a very nice going here for the Hurricanes, has taken over as the top guy and looking for scoring, Joe, and he's just been simply outstanding in that department.
Yeah, Mike's done a great job coming off the high pick and roll, and he's really been playing well.
Shot clock down, and a jumper is down as well as Tate knocks down the first deuce. And that was a very interesting possession there for the Magic. They're able to recover though. Brown, he'll kick it out for three is Thomas. Thomas is too strong. That's his first shot of this 2018-19 season. Evans with the rebound. Clinkscales with the theft on Tate. Quick hands by the captain. He comes back the other way. Poole, he'll pull up for three. It's no good. Rebound by McCullough. Almond now. Spin move in transition. Off the glass and in. Great position there, as you can see in the replay. Hurricanes with their largest lead at 6 here, as the captain checks back in, Clinkscales. And Washington with the beautiful spin off of that pick and roll action.
Left Thomas wondering where he went on that one.
Not sure why he thought he was going to pick up a charge there, as he went shoulder to shoulder. Thomas didn't really have great positioning. We'll take another look here, Joe, in the replay.
Yeah.
And you got to give it to him. He almost drew it, but outstanding spin move by Jordan Washington. He'll come out of the game, and now Gabe Freeman will come back. Washington gets a great round of applause. Here's Tate now. Tate to the rim, and he is fouled by Freeman, and Tate will shoot two. So Freeman picks up his third, along with Mike Poole picking up his third on this sequence, as Isaiah will shoot two. And the fans are giving it to Ryan Lutz, one of the officials. I'm not sure. I can hear it in my ear, Joe. You probably can too, as they sit very close to our broadcast. Scales will inbound. Here we go. Pull up for three. Short. Almond down the other way. McCullough! No good! McCullough couldn't beat the game clock, and it won't count, and we're heading for overtime. Duke Mundy's on the court, thought it might have counted, but McCullough didn't get it.
They didn't when Poole had his back to McCullough, and
both teams are over the limit. The Magic basically on the inbound. If Halifax is aware of this, they need to catch it from beyond the arc, and it has to be a catch and shoot scenario. If play off the back iron inbound, can't get it in. Thomas for the tie. Oh, he had a good look off the back iron, and that'll do it. Thomas almost able to force double OT, and the Magic do it. They break up the skid and they get it done.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's our show. Until next week, stay safe. Coast to coast, sea to sea.
Vitaly, is there any other things that you would like to discuss from your personal standpoint?
Well, it looks like the government's trying to accommodate everybody. There is child tax increase. There is GST increase, which should be coming in the next day or so for people. But like I mentioned before, either for businesses or for even residents, not businesses, but residents, there are a lot of people who are still in need and they can't qualify just because, like for example, for the GSTs, they never were receiving any because their income was too high, but not high enough to be rich, and yet they're not going to get any increase on that. For people who don't have children staying at home, there is no more extra help for them. If they still have to work a little bit, they are not getting any benefit, they cannot get any EI, and yet everybody else is getting this help. So for those people, what do? Do they stay at home, or do they go and work because it's essential work, but they're still risking their lives and not getting any help? So while the programs are good, they're coming, but it's way far from being perfect in that regard.